How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? This is Twigger, another high ELO commentary. I am just pumping these things out like it's a factory line here. I am a line worker, and I am bringing you the content that you guys want. I heard a lot of you guys wanted more high ELO commentary, so I'm trying to give you as many of those as I possibly can, because I thoroughly love commentating on them. So hopefully you guys are liking the commentaries. Sadly, I got into this game a little bit late. I actually thought it was really early getting in at the 4-minute mark, but I did happen to miss the first two kills. They both went onto the Tarek, onto the blue team, so the support Tarek, and they happened to fall on the Evelyn and on the Varus. So I'm not exactly sure what happened there. It had to have been probably something in the bottom lane. Tarek just happened to get both of the kills. It's kind of interesting looking at it because Caitlyn didn't get any assists. It was just kills from the Tarek, so it could have very well been like a failed tower dive attempt on the Tarek when they sent the Caitlyn back or something along those lines, or a fail invade. I'm not exactly sure what happened, and I'm so sorry that I missed that, but hopefully this will be a great rest of the game. We're actually focusing our attention on MandatoryCloud, the middle laner for Team Vulcan, which is currently in the LCS. Very fun player to watch, and I have to say TF is probably one of my favorite champions to watch and commentate, because when you get him on a professional player, man, the endless possibilities you can have with TF ganks. So always fun to watch MandatoryCloud do his thing. He's such an incredible mid laner, and what I also love about this game is going up against Arthelon on Heimerdinger. Yes, we have a Heimerdinger. He's technically Snowmerdinger, but it is a Heimerdinger in the mid, running teleport. So really excited to see a diamond level player playing Heimerdinger in the mid against MandatoryCloud on that TF. Should be pretty incredible. I don't really know if there's any other big names to kind of note in here. I'm just going to pop the directed cam on so we can start having a little chit-chat. Brunch U from Complexity Gaming is playing the Varus on the red team. So once again, very high ELO player for Complexity Gaming. Complexity Gaming, also another team in the LCS. I think I might need to turn down, but look at the damage going down onto both of these champions here. The Ignite running onto that Zed. The Heimerdinger using that teleport and actually picking up RNAX. So wow, RNAX actually sounds like an incredibly familiar name. I know I've heard Demon say that. RNAX. Aranix? It could be RNAX, or I could be just saying that wrong, and maybe I'm trying to make myself think that that's RNAX. Maybe that's not even how you spell it. I don't know. If it is RNAX, you might be able to say it like that. Then another very top-tier player. But Complexity and Vulcan Gaming, Brunch U and MandatoryCloud, both very high-tier players playing in that LCS for the Season 3. They're doing a great job. Always fun to watch those LCS professional matches just to see how they do against other teams in the League Champions Series. It's just absolutely fantastic. So just kind of the champion selects here. Also, the fact that there's a Blitzcrank in this game. You rarely get to see Blitzcrank nowadays, especially in the solo queue. You see him a little bit more in tournament play, but people aren't really choosing to play him because of that the new addition of Thresh. And Blitzcrank is still quite an incredible champion. He still has a lot of power to him. The pink ward going down from MandatoryCloud, I guess, wanted to spot out if that Evelyn was going to be kind of counter ganking in that one. Kind of a smart play, just to place that one down, make sure that he wasn't in any trouble of being just taken out by that Evelyn. But Blitzcrank doesn't get played all that often, even though he still has that hook, he still has that knock-up. Great amount of CC on that Blitzcrank. Very hard to catch as well. Very slippery champion, especially with that shield that he has. But the flash is now down for the Heimerdinger, so this is a very easy gank. MandatoryCloud picking that one up after the Hecarim just knocked him back a little bit into MandatoryCloud for that gold card stun. So great gank on Hecarim's part. So 3-1 for this blue team. 9.1k to 7.9k, so already putting on quite a show here. 1.3 thousand gold ahead of the red team and Complexity's Brunch U. I'm not entirely sure. I think that Brunch U is actually the ADC for Complexity, and I don't want to say that wholeheartedly, because someone's probably going to watch this and go, you're an idiot, you should have just looked it up before you started commentating. But I did not look it up before I started commentating, but I do know Complexity. I do know Complexity is in the LCS, and I've heard Brunch U before, so it'll be good nonetheless. A lot of damage going down onto that Rumble after the Varus ultimate, but Varus is not going to dive underneath that turret. He's not tanky enough to go in for that, and his flash is down, so man, a lot of stuff going down. Interesting build, though, from that Rumble, building directly into that Seeker's Arm Guard. really wants to get that nice and early, and a gank coming out from this Evelyn. I think this is going to be a dead Zed. He might try to dive underneath for that Rumble, but he's not going to get it. But here goes MandatoryCloud onto this Rumble. Great dive. Is it going to be enough damage? It is going to be enough damage to take down to take down Rumble, but he did end up losing his life to that one as well, so kind of an unfortunate play. Did end up giving those assists. I certainly would not say that that was a worth it play, but if he thinks that he just needs those kills just to snowball him that much more, even though he's giving up those kills, then, well, alright, that's up to MandatoryCloud. Interesting thing also about the red team. Oh, look at the damage, man. I never get a chance to kind of talk about what I want to talk about, do I? Oh, there we go. Okay. So, interesting thing about the Evelyn currently in the jungle for the red team. Nope, not going to get the time. Not going to get the time. Look at the damage going down onto Varus from the Caitlyn, but Terra taking a lot of tower hits now. The exhaust goes out onto the Caitlyn, and it doesn't actually look like that's going to lead up to anything. Looks like they're just going to cease aggression and call it a day. Varus is sitting pretty low, and the thing about having the Blitzcrank support is that they don't have any sustain. So the only sustain that Varus has right now is whatever that Doran's Blade is going to be giving him, which I can tell you is not a lot. So surprisingly, he is staying in lane. Wants to kind of play this one out. Caitlyn does have her ultimate, so if oh, there you go. Heimer picking up that blue buff, but is getting caught up by MandatoryCloud and Hecarim, doing a lot of damage to him. This could be a very wasted blue buff, but a great stun from the Heimerdinger coming out. Another stun from MandatoryCloud. Ends up taking him out with that last auto attack. He's going to try to flash away from this Evelyn, but look at the damage coming down from that Evelyn. So Hecarim has to burn his ultimate just to escape her wrath. And what I was trying to say before this started happening up top, the Ignite going down onto the Rumble. Great Equalizer, doing a lot of damage to the Zed, making sure that he's sticking into that Equalizer. And what a great E from Rumble, just taking out that Zed. Incredible ultimate from Rumble, and fighting so that way Zed was going to be in that ultimate no matter what. If he wanted that kill, he was going to have to fight Rumble in that ultimate. And he had already burnt his Ignite, his Flash was not up yet, so great play on that Rumble to take out Zed and not actually lose his life to it. So look at the damage coming out with that Taric ultimate. Caitlyn trying to do as much damage as she can. Kind of a weird 90 caliber net there. Varus actually completely whiffing his ultimate. Might have actually ended up being a kill there, but Heimerdinger ends up teleporting in. He did not have enough damage to take out this Taric, but the ward does see him, and Evelyn's coming around back. There's going to be an easy cleanup kill right here. Bam. So Evelyn onto that killing spree. They actually managed to pull that Caitlyn as well, and Heimerdinger is going to take that one out. She did not have enough damage to get one more auto attack to kill that Blitzcrank, but sometimes that's what happens when you go balls deep and try to kill somebody. They did not kill that Blitzcrank. Heimerdinger had a great teleport in, and that's what it led up to. So it looks like red team is going to try to take down this dragon, but Evelyn taking a lot of damage, and MandatoryCloud is smelling blood here. And wow, those cards actually hitting Brunch U, and you do not want to take one more of those. That's going to start really hurting you. So MandatoryCloud actually managed to knock them off of Dragon, so they're not going to be taking that anytime soon. So it didn't really take a huge gold lead. They're actually still in the lead blue team, 14.9k to 14.4k. So if they had taken that Dragon, it would have changed the gold lead, but currently MandatoryCloud taking them away from that Dragon, putting on enough threat and enough damage that they did not want to deal with that right now. So it's going to be a little bit interesting seeing... I don't see Heimer ever in the mid lane, so I don't really know how he's going to fare against this one. I do know that his rockets deal a ton of damage, and you know, if you place your stun correctly, it does a great deal of damage and provides a lot of CC. But one thing I did find about Heimer is that I find him so... Oh my god, let me talk. So a lot of damage going down onto this Rumble. Never going to be able to say anything that I want. Hecarim doing the gank, using his ultimate to try and knock a Rumble back a little bit. The Flash actually coming out of Hecarim to try to catch up to this Rumble. Flash coming out of Zed as well. They really want to pick up this kill, but they're not very fast. So Zed not picking that up yet, so he started running back thinking that he had already actually gotten this kill. Luckily, they do end up getting that, but that was a little bit of a mistake on Zed's part. He thought that he had that kill with that last W, but it was not enough damage, and he already started walking back, so if he had gotten away, that would certainly have been an error on his part. But a couple things I was saying previously, actually, I completely lost my train of thought before, but Evelyn running Smite and Ignite, not worrying about those survival spells, just going for straight damage, straight gank potential, and got another gank in this bottom lane. This has just been a non-stop action bot lane and overall game. So doing a lot of damage to Blitzcrank. Did knock down his mana shield, but not going to be enough damage to actually take them down. And we actually have Evelyn coming down now. Blitzcrank rushing in. MandatoryCloud is just sitting there waiting to use his ultimate. He is just edging for it. but it doesn't look like he's actually going to cast it because everybody on the blue team seemed to actually get away. Great pull onto that Caitlyn, though. Look at the damage coming out, and they just absolutely melt her. And then here's the damage now onto this Taric. I don't think he's going to be able to escape this one. The red buff is ticking on him. The Ignite was down on him. And there you go. Just ends up running through and taking him down. But the ultimate from TF did end up coming out. I don't know if he's going to be able to actually kill this Varus. There's the stun actually coming out. A lot of damage from those cards. And there you go. There's a double kill onto that Hecarim. So really not a horrible trade. 2 for 2. So great ultimate there from MandatoryCloud on that Twisted Fate. But leaving Heimerdinger to push his middle turret. So kind of one of those sacrifices you have to make with those TF ultimates. Heimerdinger really playing this smart, could not get down there. His teleport was down. It was not fast enough to make it down. So he's just going to set up those turrets, clean out the creeps, and take down that blue turret. So very well played on his part. But so Evelyn running that Ignite, not worried about any escapes, really relying on her W to take down any slows, so that way she can just completely escape from any of those fights. A pull onto Hecarim from that Blitzcrank, taking quite a bit of damage, but the exhaust also goes down as well, and Hecarim has to burn his ultimate, so great pull on the Blitzcrank's part. And once again, ultimate going down onto this Zed, ultimate goes down onto the Rumble, and Rumble once again running into his ultimate, making sure that if you want that kill Zed, you have to fight me in my ultimate, so great play on his part. I would have expected a lot more kills in that top lane, but they're just facing each other so well, and Rumble is playing this very, very smart. So the ultimate coming down from Terra, trying to do as much damage to Blitzcrank as he can, actually doing quite a bit of damage with that ultimate Shatter Dazzle combo, so can't complain about that. He's actually holding his own, taking Blitzcrank down to half HP. But there's the flash coming in from MandatoryCloud. He's feeling really ballsy here. There's the Dazzle coming out from Taric, and that's enough to actually take down Evelyn. The Caitlyn picks up that kill. And that's actually her second kill of the game. She has died twice. And I wonder if they're actually going to try to engage onto this Heimerdinger. I don't believe that they're going to. Probably just going to take down this turret, really even out the turrets. But Taric might actually engage on this now that the turret's pretty much dead. They have not taken down the turret yet. There you go. The turret's down. Ace in the hole was used to try to secure that kill, but was not needed. So she's actually just going to get that back after a couple seconds. There it is. Her Ace in the hole is back up now. Great play so far from this blue team. Really making sure that every single kill counts and that everybody's kind of getting a part in this. Making sure that they're not really losing any engagement horribly. The only real problem that they're having right now is that top lane Zed 0-3-1 to the 1-2-3 of the Rumble. But Zed is at least winning in CS, 110 to 88. Looking at the money, 4,685 to 4,154. So you know what, actually, with that extra CS, the CS is going a long way for that Zed. He's actually ahead in gold, so really I guess it's not overly an issue having him up there. He has died a few more times, but not really too bad with that extra CS that he's been getting. So just talking, oh my god, what an early Baron. 15 minutes, a 15-minute Baron. Is this actually going to happen? So they're trying to toss off the damage to other people. Rumble is now tanking it now because Baron at 15 minutes is very, very strong, taking a lot of damages at Blitzcrank, and they're doing a lot of damage to the Baron. Heimerdinger needs to get in there and start doing something here unless it's going to be in smite range now. They do smite the Baron, and they got a 15-minute Baron. I'm so glad I casted this game. Holy crap, the action going on to this has just been nuts. And now Zed's in a little bit of a position that he does not want to be in. The ultimate being burned onto that Heimerdinger, but it is not going to be enough. The Rumble ultimate just completely whiffs. TF is going to teleport somewhere. I don't think he's not close enough, and he also drew a blue card. But look at that. He actually has, what is that thing called? The Ghosts, I always call them. The Twin Shadows. Very, very interesting build from this TF. There's the Ignite going down, a lot of damage, and the cards end up picking him up. Zed actually came back in to get the assist on that one. Very smart play. But now Heimer does not have that early Baron buff. So free kill for the blue team, and now Heimer doesn't have that blue buff, that Baron buff, so a pretty big deal. Very interesting build. I haven't seen the Twin Shadows on TF before. And look at the damage coming out of Evelyn onto that Caitlyn. Just wow, but Evelyn does not want to continue going in on that one because of that Hecarim and that Taric. But Taric gets pulled underneath the turret, and that burst damage from Varus and Evelyn and Blitzcrank, it just melts him. So free kill for that red team on that Taric. Kind of unfortunate, but sometimes it'll happen to you. Every now and again when that Blitzcrank gets a good pull on you, not a whole lot you can do. So Caitlyn and Hecarim are both at half health. Same with MandatoryCloud. Actually, they do manage to find this Evelyn, but she just pops her W and tries to get the hell out of there. The fear not really working in blue team's favor, rushing them towards their base. A lot of damage coming out from that Varus. Does manage to pick up the double kill on Hecarim and Caitlyn, and does he pick up the triple kill? He did pick up the triple kill. And now the flash coming over from Varus onto the Zed. Is he going to pick up a quadra kill here as well? Quadra kill for that Varus. Well, unofficial, I guess, because it did not come up as a quadra kill. Where's that Tarek? Come on, Tarek, get back up here. We need an unofficial penta. So, boy, they just, with Hecarim, TF, and Caitlyn being at half HP when they got caught trying to steal that red buff, it just... And there we go. Oh, there's the damage. There's the damage. There's the damage. Oh, it was Cruiser the Bruiser on that Rumble picking up. So, not an unofficial penta for that Varus, but he'll deal with a quadra for right now. The ultimate from TF coming down, he's teleporting right in front of Varus, does get that stun card off, and he's just going to run the hell out of there. He realized that he was a little bit too far forward for that many members of the enemy team. The gold card has been pulled for that TF, and he does have his flash available, but look at the damage going down onto TF. Caitlyn going to try to get away from this one. The ultimate used from Zed onto the Rumble, but Caitlyn actually got picked off. The Ignite was sticking down on the Rumble from the Zed, managed to pick him off, but double kill again for the Varus. And the ultimate coming down from Hecarim shuts him down, so good trade on that end. But Evelyn now coming in, slowing him down with the ultimate. Is Evelyn actually going to try and chase this one in? No, he is not, because Tarek is up now. But wow, so 3 for 2 for that red team. So once again, really good trading from that red team. The Baron buff was really helping them on that one. I don't know actually if there's anybody on the team that still has Baron buff now that Varus and Rumble are both dead. But that 15-minute Baron really did help them pick up a lot of early kills. But here comes a big fight here, 2 against 3. Hecarim trying to do as much damage as he can. They are quite low, and now here comes MandatoryCloud flashing for that gold card. MandatoryCloud takes down that Heimerdinger, and Hecarim takes down that Blitzcrank, and now they're chasing towards this Evelyn, but she is invisible now, so they have no idea where she went. Really just guessing at this point. Needle in a haystack as to which way that she actually went. But this game is not over yet, but man, intense game. But even looking at all the kills that Red Team recently got, it's still a 2k gold lead for that blue team. So one of the things really going for them, a lot of people kind of underestimate this, having that TF on your team and getting that extra, 2 gold? I can't even talk about that right now, because look at the damage going down onto someone like Varus being taken down, MandatoryCloud being taken down, and there's the ace in the hole taking down that Rumble. Hecarim actually being taken down from that Evelyn, and she's going to look for that Tarek, but is not going to end up finding him, has to run away from that Caitlyn damage. Blitzcrank running his ass off at Caitlyn, but is going to get slowed by that 90 caliber net. Not going to catch up and bring her into her untimely death from that Evelyn. So one thing that I was just saying previously is that the extra gold that you get from that TF, I think it's, 2 gold? Well, TF's dead now, so isn't that fantastic? An additional 2 gold per kill. So TF already sitting at 96 extra gold just from his CS, so it's another 100 gold for that Zed, about another 90 gold for that Hecarim, another 112 or something for that Caitlyn. So you know what? It starts adding up where now all of a sudden you have an extra 500 to 600 gold on your team just from that TF passive. It does make a difference. When you go back to base and you're missing a big item by 200 gold, it really, really sucks when that happens, but if you have a TF on your team, you now have that item, so it makes quite a big difference in the long run. And even for those small kind of mid-game team fights, if you have that one extra little item. But looking at everybody's builds here, nope, never mind. We're going to get an engagement here on that Heimerdinger. His flash was up, and he was going for that wall, but is not even going to make it over. Those stuns and that damage was just incredible. So not even going to be able to flash over that wall. He did have great position to get over there, but you cannot deal with an assassin kind of team like that with that TF and that Zed. So red team's turret being destroyed, that second tier mid turret. But it looks like the bottom second tier turret is being pushed by those minions. Tarek getting grabbed once again and just getting blown up. So, oh, great Varus ultimate onto that Caitlyn, stunning her up for quite a long time. Double kill onto that Varus, triple kill for the Varus. Looks like they're going to run after this one. Is this the pentakill that we have been waiting for? A lot of slows going down onto the Zed. He's actually just going to run away from that one, use his shadow, get out of there. So, and Hecarim having to use his ultimate, but the red buff is going to go on to this Hecarim. It doesn't happen for those hateful spikes, but there you go. The red buff is now activated on him, so he is going to die from that Evelyn. So once again, sad to not see that pentakill where it possibly could have happened, but Hecarim and Zed having two great escapes, such mobile champions, so cannot catch up to that one. Heimerdinger made the smart choice and actually teleported into the bot lane to push that turret, and he's just going to continue pushing. One of the things I don't like about Heimer, he's playing very, very well, but the thing I don't like about Heimer is I find he's very, you can't really engage with him. Oh, but look at the stun going down, and the card actually, after the flash distance, ends up picking him up. The ultimate from Zed going onto the Blitzcrank, he goes down through that mana shield like it was nothing. There's the stun onto the Varus from MandatoryCloud, a lot of damage coming down from the Varus, so there's the flash dazzle, and here's the ultimate coming out from TF, and boom, a lot of damage. So the ace in the hole actually getting cancelled twice that fight. And now Baron is up, so that was the perfect time to kill 3 for nothing on that enemy team. Rumble is actually being caught in a weird position here. Caitlyn does have the red buff and activated that slow. Zed is trying to figure out what to do here, but look at he was kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. It was either go towards Hecarim and Zed or go towards Taric and Caitlyn. What do you really do? So Rumble being taken out there, a 4 for nothing exchange, and it looks like the blue team is going to try going for this Baron. Evelyn is still at the base, the only person who can really contest this with her smite. But there's not even any wards in this Baron for red team, so they don't even know that this is going on. I would assume that at this kind of ELO, you'd kind of have that sixth sense of, well, they're probably at Baron, but there's nothing that they can do to stop this. So there's a smite out from the Hecarim picking up that Baron buff. So the second Baron buff goes to that blue team, but this gold lead has shrunk substantially. It's only a 300 gold difference, just above a 300 gold difference in the favor of this blue team. So that Baron was really the only thing that really put them ahead here. So the red team has really equaled out this game. And I just can't stress enough, that early Baron was so clutch. There are not many teams that can actually pull that thing off, especially in solo queue. This is a solo queue game. So they actually had enough communication, and they knew each other well enough and how much damage they were going to do and how tanky that they were to actually pull off a 15-minute Baron. And once again, that's also without, they didn't have, I don't believe, a Wriggle's Lantern. So, very tough thing to pull off, and they managed to do it very, very well. Those Heimer turrets definitely coming in handy for that one. But what I was saying about Heimerdinger, I find he's one of those champions that it's that whole, phrase that in Africa there are things that can kill you in the brush. It's things like an elephant and a lion or a leopard or cheetah or something like that, and a black mamba. It was something from Kill Bill, too. Talking about something that can kill you in the brush, and I find that Heimerdinger is kind of like that, where if you run into what he has set up, if he has set up his turrets and he's ready and waiting for you, good luck facing a Heimerdinger. If you're in his territory, he is such a good champion. But I find when the team with Heimerdinger is trying to engage on the enemy team, I find it very, very difficult, because no matter what, you've got to start saving up your turrets so you can have them for those fights. Your ultimate really affects those turrets, so sometimes when you've used a turret before, you can only possibly have one turret at that fight that you're engaging in on, so it's kind of, I find he's quite strong, he does quite a bit of damage, but look at that, now that I was talking about a great catch from that Evelyn, but it looks like she's going to be caught out with that Taric Dazzle and just going to be bursted down, but Evelyn for TF, not a bad trade. Caitlyn being exhausted and a lot of damage going down onto this blue team. Caitlyn just trying to deal with this Blitzcrank, who is just up on her nuts right now. Rumble chasing down this Zed, manages to take him down as well. Currently, Caitlyn's the only one alive. Try to get that ace in the hole onto that Heimerdinger, but that is a 5-for-2 exchange in favor of that red team, and hello gold lead, welcome over to the red side. So 49.1k for the red team, 47.7k for the blue team. And that was with Baron buff. Blue team had Baron buff for that fight, so I don't know what happened there. MandatoryCloud just got nailed by Evelyn coming from that brush, and a great equalizer from Rumble going straight on top of him. Just took so much damage in such a quick amount of time. Well, short amount of time, I guess. So once you're playing without that TF, and the thing was, Hecarim had to burn his ultimate just to pick up that Evelyn. And look at the damage coming from that Varus. Oh my god, but he overextended a little bit. Really wanted to kill MandatoryCloud, and MandatoryCloud just got that stun off and managed to kill him. So MandatoryCloud sitting at 10-6-12, so very, very scary champion right now. The ultimate did get popped by him, but I don't think that he used it in time to teleport anywhere. Maybe just wanted to see where Rumble was going so his team could chase. It looks like that's the case. So TF just standing back in base, making sure that the super minions are not going to take down anything else. Blue team does have 2 inhibitors down, so very hard place to come back from. But if they play it correctly and just kind of turtle up and get everybody the necessary farm. But Evelyn, once again, going in on MandatoryCloud. Going to try to run away from this one, but Evelyn is so quick. He's going to run to Caitlyn. Caitlyn doing a lot of damage. Here's the ace in the hole. Not enough damage. The flash actually coming down from Caitlyn, and a great crit taking down Evelyn. She kind of backstepped a little bit once she realized that it didn't do enough damage, but that actually led to her demise with that flash and long range of Caitlyn picking up that last hit to kill that Evelyn. So great play. Blitzcrank and Heimer just walking around as a nice little duo here, checking that blue buff, see if they can pick something up, but it has already been taken. Sorry about that. And as we can see, the gold lead once again has been put in favor of the blue team. Not by much, only a couple hundred gold, but it's just been shifting back and forth, so been a great game so far. But look at the damage going down onto MandatoryCloud. Is this going to be enough? The ultimate goes down onto Heimerdinger, and the great zone is coming out of MandatoryCloud, and the equalizer was actually just a little bit off. But here comes Rumble trying to do as much damage to MandatoryCloud as he can. That TF is just not going down. He's so stubborn like that, and it looks like this is going to be a death for Rumble. Managed to pick him up as well. People are getting very greedy trying to take down that TF, and they're just allowing these extra kills to go on to blue team and extend their gold lead. Blitzcrank trying to now run away from 4 people on the enemy team. Zed is going to jump over this wall, though, using that shadow, and Hecarim is just so fast. He does not have red buff, though, so he's not going to be slowing people down, but here comes Evelyn to the party, going to do a lot of AoE damage, taking down that Hecarim. But they're doing a lot of damage. Caitlyn gets taken down as well. And I wonder if the Zed is actually going to get it away. He's going to use the shadow to get over that Baron ledge. And apparently we just want to watch this Blitzcrank. There we go. Thank you, directed cam. And looks like Evelyn is going to seal the fate for this one. Evelyn is going to pick up that kill. So not a whole lot that Zed could do on that one. He made a valiant effort to try to escape, but that AoE damage from Evelyn when she pops her ultimate is just insane. And she does have that Haunting Guise. She's doing quite a bit of Magic Pen. She has that Death Fire Grasp, so not only is she doing a lot of AoE damage when she lands it appropriately, but she can also single target burst someone. It's a very scary champion right now. Really need to be careful about her, and she didn't even have to burn her Ignite for that fight. It went so well for the red team. Terra taking some damage and just going to throw out a stun, just say, piss off, stop hitting my damn inhibitor. But he's got to be very careful because Varus is very scary. But there's the ultimate just going straight in from Hecarim into 4 members of the enemy team. I don't know if this was the smartest decision. He just gets taken out immediately. Equalizer coming up from Rumble, slowing everybody on the team, and here comes Evelyn. Going to be taking down that Tarek even through the exhaust. The Caitlyn goes down from the Evelyn as well, and there you go, and there's the ace. So double kill coming out from that Evelyn, and kills just going all over the place, and ends up actually acing the team. 5-for-0 exchange, and not a good thing to have a 5-for-0 exchange when everybody from the enemy team is already in your base, and now we're just going to go straight for your Nexus turrets. So there goes one Nexus turret, there goes the second Nexus turret. I think this is probably the end of the line for this red team and MandatoryCloud. It is, so way to go, red team. Very glad I could cast this game. I'm sorry I missed the first blood and the second kill afterwards, but very exciting game. 15-minute Baron, never saw that one coming, and it actually really paid off for that red team. They just ended up stomping the other fights, and the blue team couldn't really respond to the aggression that red team had, and that Heimerdinger, great teleports, great fights. Can't complain with anything here. Sorry that MandatoryCloud on Team Vulcan did not end up taking the win from that one. He did have a great game, 10-7-15 with 207 CS. Actually, one of the highest CS in the game. Varus only beat him by 3. But Varus being played by Complexity Brunch U, absolutely incredible play on his part. He just became an absolute terror. 14-6-18 with 210 CS. Great game. Hope you guys all enjoyed that one, and I will see you in the next high ELO commentary.